which they most identify? Chavez.
Probably.
Let's go to Michael Buffer to begin the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the T-Mobile Arena by way of the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, in association with TVG Promotions, is proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing in the super middleweight division. Catchweight limit of 164.5 pounds. And it's all sponsored by Tecate, Born Bold, Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Adriana's Insurance, the high-risk driver's choice. Interjet, Aerolino Oficial del Box, the smart way to fly. And the motion picture King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, in theaters everywhere May 12th. This contest sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Monell III, Executive Director Bob Bennett. The three judges at ringside, Adelaide Bird, Glenn Feldman, and Dave Moretti. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Kenny Bayless. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, los funcionarios están listos. Los luchadores están listos. Damas y caballeros, están todos listos. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world and wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Nacho Beristain. He's wearing white and weighed in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record, 50 victories, including 32 wins by knockout with 2 defeats and 1 draw. Presenting the former middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros, el ex campeón del mundo, el Eliseo Guerrero, luchando de Culiacán, Sinaloa, México, Julio César Chavez Jr. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner with his trainer Eddie Reynoso, wearing blue with gold and weighing in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record, 48 victories, including 34 wins by knockout, with 1 defeat and 1 draw. He's a 3-time world champion, former middleweight champion of the world, and current 2-time light middleweight world champion. Damas y caballeros, es la máquina de lucha legendaria de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, Saúl Canelo
I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and when I say you must obey, good luck, buena suerte.
From the Battle of the Z-Boys, Zate and Zamora, to the Barrera Morales trilogy and so many others, the all-Mexican showdowns, the great ones in boxing history, have all featured fighters who have proven they belong. Chavez Jr. has not yet done that. He's going to have to reach for greatness tonight to prove it. Canelo Alvarez has proven he belongs. He's going to have to do it again if Chavez is the best version of himself.
Barrera and Morales Chavez thrilled the fans 3 times. Will this be the first meeting between Canelo and Chavez, or the only meeting between Canelo and Chavez? The nature of the combat will probably determine that. Chavez Canelo throwing early, getting a right hand to the body of Chavez.
So far, Chavez boxing in the middle of the ring, as Nacho Beristain said, would be the strategy early. I don't know if that's the wisest thing for him, Roy.
I don't think this is the boxing in the middle of the ring, Max. He's kind of circling, but he's not really giving up a lot of ground. He's not going backwards. He's going around. He's circling as opposed to going back.
Canelo landed a solid jab. He's throwing hard shots. Chavez got in an uppercut.
Hard hook to the body from Chavez.
That's what you want to see.
You would think for Chavez to really impose himself in this fight, you have to pull Canelo and use his size and weight.
Canelo threw his own left hook to the body moments ago and landed it. Now right hand across the top. Canelo's conventional weaponry scoring early against Julio Cesar Chavez.
But Canelo is sharp. He's dialed in, throwing a good jab. Not often you see the shorter guy out jab a taller guy. And right now he's doing a good job of out jabbing Chavez Jr.
Hard to imagine Chavez winning a boxing skills match in the middle of the ring against Canelo. The sharper, more active, more accurate fighter.
Canelo seems to be making that statement right now. You can't box with me.
Good jab by Canelo.
So quick. Delivers it snappily. Economical motion. Nothing's wasted. Right hand over the top for Canelo. He's gotten off to a very good start in the fight.
We expected this, Jim.
Chavez is a pressure fighter. Sometimes they take a couple rounds to really get going.
He's got to make sure he's not caught by nothing big that sends him to the floor early. That's the danger of fighting a guy as sharp as Canelo is.
Interesting there when they came together, Canelo used his leverage as a shorter fighter to push Chavez back.
3 minutes have gone by pretty fast. And so far, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has landed some punches, but nothing really significant. Canelo established his pattern.
Relax, breathe.
The first one is done, son. Very slow. Very slow. It's very slow. When he wants to counter you, just leave him short. He's not going to catch you. Then when you're in short, you counter punch him. Okay?
No te vayas con la de frente. Páralo por el jab. Páralo por el jab. No quieras algún.
Stop him off the jab. Water.
Neither fighter sat down on a stool during that entire minute. What do you make out of that, Roy?
Well, they're both showing that they're in great condition. Both guys came in with that plan in mind, and they're both operating to that degree.
Canelo landed 13 punches in the first round. Chavez landed only 4 by CompuBox count. Canelo pretty much doubled Chavez in punches thrown, 31 to 16. It was a slow-paced first round. Let's see if it speeds up in round number 2.
So far, Chavez staying true to what Nacho Beristain, his trainer, his new trainer, said in the lead-up to the fight, that he wants him at a distance early. I don't know if that's wisest strategy, Roy. Canelo likes his opponent to come to him, so that's playing into his hands as Chavez does, but just because the guy's a fastball hitter,
you're going to record it?
if you're a fastball pitcher, you shouldn't throw it.
Because I did this with my friends who can't watch it.
Of Sergio Martinez against Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah,
it's a round
when I get to
in
full
Canelo's
work.
favor. But you know what happened in that fight? Where Chavez went around long enough to suddenly make a statement in rounds 11 and 12 and almost knocks Martinez out. So you can never completely count him out of the fight. But Canelo is having his way in the first 2 rounds so far.
Chavez, of course, has done his best work when he's thrown the hook to the body.
That's what I'm
Really,
doing.
Canelo's going to start early and be
It's
sharper
gonna-
guy early because he's been more active as of late. So you expect him to come out and have the advantage early.
Took plans for Chavez.
That's true.
Straight right hand for Chavez. Now he gets Canelo to the ropes.
And here is Chavez's fight.
And Trey goes to work.
Canelo also feels very comfortable countering in that position, but that's where Chavez does his best work.
A punch combination for Canelo and another good uppercut with the left hand as he steps inside.
Good right uppercut by Canelo. Canelo doing a good job of letting those uppercuts when Chavez comes in with that head.
Chavez is walking right into those uppercuts.
Yes, he is.
And another couple of uppercuts for Canelo, followed by the jab. Chavez seems utterly confused when he stands in the center of the ring and tries to box with Canelo. He's got to get him to the ropes.
Got to move that head left and right. He can't leave it right there down the middle so that Canelo can hit him with those uppercuts.
If it's warm in here, let me know. When my kids are very cold.
Chavez shows no inclination to do something to stop Canelo from landing a jab. Canelo's just stepping forward and popping with jabs and uppercuts and landing a lot of shots.
Richie,
Canelo getting very confident now.
you gonna eat?
Against Canelo controlling
gonna
the
eat?
middle of the ring
The food's in
and
the-
forcing Chavez along the perimeter. Certainly not a winning
You're not gonna
strategy
eat?
for Chavez, you wouldn't think.
He's now trying to put Canelo's back against the ropes. What he was ultimately able to do against Martinez, and he landed his power shots then.
Huh? You gonna stay up? Go and eat. Everyone's on the
Julio
kitchen.
Cesar Chavez Sr. here in Las Vegas, where he won many great victories over the years, with a look of concern on his face as his son has almost certainly lost the first two rounds to Canelo Alvarez. All right.
Can't you stand there? You got to be more in the middle. Yes, more in the middle. And you can get to him, and he's got you. You're up on the inside, in the middle. Okay, get your distance. You got to change up the punch. He's very careful with this one, so you got to change it this way or that way. Flex your waist.
There's a face very close to the center of the subject, but Gennady Golovkin is at ringside with his trainer, Abel Sanchez. There had been some smoke about the idea that Gennady would not be here, but Golovkin is at ringside with Abel Sanchez, hoping, obviously, if Canelo wins the fight, that he'll be next.
And Canelo inflicted a lot of pain on Chavez that second round, mainly those uppercuts, also followed up by some good body shots.
Through the first two rounds, Canelo landed 22 power shots, 11 of them to the body of Chavez.
Canelo wants his opponent to come at him so he can use his combinations to counter. But that's also Chavez's best chance. That's why the matchup on paper was so good, because their strengths play into each other. Chavez is not a very sharp boxer, but he's a good, strong inside brawler, especially for a tall guy. And that's where his fight should be.
Most ringside experts shook their heads in amusement, reading quotes from Chavez's camp, and particularly from trainer Nacho Beristain, saying that he should stand up on his feet, box from the perimeter, use his length and height, and try to win a boxing match against Canelo. Most boxing experts thought either that is smoke, it couldn't possibly be true, or it's foolish. In the first couple rounds, he seems to be trying to execute that plan, and it is a one-way path to oblivion.
And right now, it seems almost foolish.
Well, and then the thought was also that once he gets his bell rung, Chavez will go back to what he does, which is brawling, and he just got his bell rung. Let's see what happens.
Julio.
Alvarez blocking punches with his gloves and then firing back, having everything his way. Midway through round three.
Chavez blocking punches with his face and his body.
I thought you were asleep.
That blood on Chavez's right eye.
No, it's just wilted. No blood yet, but there's a welt. A black guy started.
I'm on live right now.
Two of them. Canelo
It's going to be 11.
He never overloads a punch, Roy. He's content to land at his pace.
Very efficient, Joe. Blood at the nose now, Max.
There's been no turning point.
And now we got to fight.
Good shot.
Now Chavez gets in a couple of hard shots. Aiming back Canelo's back to the ropes. And Canelo fights his way off the ropes with hard shots. And goes down to the liver with a mean left hook.
Chavez already given up his best chance to win, which is to jump on Canelo early and let him feel the size difference. Instead, he's allowed Canelo's imposed himself his boxing skills.
When you punch this sharp, it's not really much size difference involved.
A great first 3 rounds for Canelo Alvarez in the battle for the heart and soul of Mexico.
Breathe. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Good? You started touching him more, right? Now you took a right that you had no reason taking. You stayed there and he's going to catch you with that. I don't want him to touch you with one single right. Work in the middle of the ring. Work the middle ring, dude. You got to attack a little bit more now. A few more punches, yes? Yes, a few more punches. For power. And flex your legs.
Mas Golpes. That's the order of the day in Chavez's corner. Throw more punches. And still, to this point, Canelo Alvarez has not yet sat down between rounds. He's still standing in his corner. Chavez is sitting on his stool now. Harold Letterman had to score the first 3 rounds.
Okay, Jim, I got it 3-0, 30-27, Canelo Alvarez. I gotta tell you, Jim, this kid is a pretty boxer. Look at this. Hooks, jabs, he doubles punches, he triples punches. Now, I mean, he's hitting everything. He's backing him up constantly. He's got him bleeding from the nose. Got him bleeding from the eyes. Hit him with uppercuts. What else can he do? He's fighting a very good fight. 3-0 Canelo Alvarez.
Look, no one thought that Chavez was on Alvarez's level, but his size advantage was supposed to make it competitive. And if he's not going to use his size advantage on the inside, it will not be a competitive fight. It has not been so far.
I'm wondering if it was a good idea to make weight. I'm wondering if it might not have been a better idea to pay a couple of $1 million to come in over 166. At least he might have disturbed some of Canelo's sleep. Uppercut. After the left hook to the body. Chavez is putting punches together beautifully. Hard right hand upstairs. Harold Letterman described it so well. Even when he wants to win, Chavez punishing him for moment to moment. It's been a one-sided fight so far.
Total mismatch so far. This is thus far not one of the great all-Mexican fights, but it's maybe one of the great all-Mexican beatdowns.
Good body shot.
Yep, that really hurt
The
Chavez.
opposition, you have to call it a great performance by Canelo, who is thoroughly under control and doing everything he wants to do.
And threw really hurt Chavez, I think, with a left hook to the body about 20 seconds ago.
What a crowd. This crowd is making about as much noise inside this arena as 90,000 people made at Wembley Stadium last week in London.
I mean, what Canelo, you look on his face right now and see, Roy, he doesn't respect Chavez. He doesn't think Chavez has anything for him.
And total confidence.
And Chavez has given him no reason to respect him. He has his game plan has not given himself the best chance to win.
There's Canelo's mom, Ana Alvarez, seated at ringside. Long way from Guadalajara, but enjoying every single minute. What her son has done so far.
It's the fourth, yeah.
Only 4 rounds in, it already feels like Chavez is 8 rounds behind.
No excessive confidence. You gotta work little by little. It's 12 rounds, okay? Now start changing up those combinations. You caught him a good time. Now top. Now look for the body. Fake him, feint him. You gotta work him with the left and then receive him with the right.
Through the first 4 rounds, Chavez is averaging 21 punches thrown per round. Canelo is averaging 21 punches landed per round. Again, as Max Kellerman said, it's a mismatch.
And again, Chavez starts by circling on the outside of the ring.
Target practice.
Canelo doing whatever he wants.
Boy, is it fair to say Canelo's sparring sessions may have been more taxing than this?
No, I don't think they are more taxing because you don't have an audience in sparring sessions. But I mean, they could have been more difficult, but this crowd takes a lot out of you. People don't understand that. That's why some guys can't perform in the gym. That's why you have things such as gym. But when you have a crowd to fight in front of, this crowd drains you. So no way that sparring is more taxing than this.
Let me tell you something else. Canelo claims that there's no extra animosity against Chavez. Just more intensity, maybe, because of the Mexican rivalry. But Chavez has said that he doesn't think that Canelo has best represented Mexican boxing. And the look on Canelo's face here, guys, looks to me like he's really enjoying handing out this punishment.
He's really putting a bang on Chavez right now.
And here, Chavez has an opportunity. Canelo is near the ropes. Pull him back to the ropes and throw punches. It's his only chance.
He seems to have bought into the notion that he can box the Canelo, and nothing could be further from the truth. Less than a minute to go in round number 5. Nothing has changed. It's been a punishing first 2 minutes of the round for Chavez Jr.
Important to remember that while Chavez was frittering away the prime of his career, Canelo has been in with not just the mega fights, but Mayweather and Cotto, the tough fights against contenders you ordinarily wouldn't want to fight on your way up. Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara. Canelo stayed busy. He's treated his career very seriously, and you're seeing that here tonight.
This is only been since July of 15. And there is Amalia Carrasco, Chavez Jr.'s mother, and she's been to a boxing match or 3 or 4 in her life. She knows what she's watching, and the expression told you everything.
Julio, you gotta throw punches, Julio. You gotta let go. You gotta loosen up. You lost this round. You gotta throw more punches. Get in with him. Here you see Canelo's triple jab come with a beautiful counter right hand on the top. Couldn't ask for a better counter than that. High on the eyeball. Maybe it had been a little lower, it could have caused even more damage. That is a beautiful counter right here, right on the cheekbone. Doesn't get any better than that.
Hurry up before they
Round 5, Chavez landing an average of 5 out of 19 punches per round. In his previous 8 fights, the average was 16 out of 40. Those opponents were not Canelo Alvarez. You see the number for total punches landed at the bottom of the screen. Whether Canelo had an intention to come in here and embarrass Chavez Jr. or not, that's what's happening so far.
Although Chavez had those late rounds near heroics against Sergio Martinez, he wasn't getting pounded this consistently by power shots throughout by an aggressive fighter. He was the one chasing Martinez around.
And I don't think Martinez was as heavy a puncher as Canelo Alvarez.
The thing that you see in the beginning of every round tells you the whole story before the round starts, the posture. When Chavez backs up and circles, it means he's conceded already.
We just learned that between rounds, Kenny Bayless visited the corner of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and told Chavez and Nacho Beristain, quote, "You've got to show me something." In other words, Bayless is already of a mind that he's not going to let this continue indefinitely the way it's going right now.
Even right there, Chavez throws a 1-2, and he waits and looks and doesn't follow, doesn't attempt to impose his strength. And by the way, guys, maybe he's not physically stronger. Canelo has the leverage of the shorter man and looks very strong in there.
Well, Nacho Beristain urgently pleaded with Chavez Jr. between rounds to throw more punches, but he isn't doing it.
The only thing you don't like, I didn't like what I saw in between rounds, Jim, was that you never heard Chavez say anything back.
And he looked very discouraged.
And I hate when I don't hear my fighters talk back to me. I always ask him right away, how you feeling, what's wrong?
Here's where Chavez needs to be.
This is where he's good disadvantage.
And he cannot allow Canelo's sharp counters, which are sure to come, to discourage him. He must stay right there. Not do what he just did and take those 2 steps back.
It looks as though Canelo, the counterpuncher, has invited Chavez into this position, hoping that he's going to throw some shots and give him a chance to fire back with a counter that would hurt him.
But that's okay. It may hasten Chavez's demise. It may lead to a knockout earlier than it would otherwise come. But it also gives Chavez his only chance to win.
Only chance.
Chavez begins to loosen up and throw a little bit. Left and right to the body, both of them partially blocked by Canelo's elbow.
It shows you Chavez's mentality. Immediately takes 3 steps back and it's in the middle of the ring again.
Can't do that.
This has become a showcase of Canelo Alvarez's outstanding skill set.
It's the same mistake we saw Canelo make against Floyd Mayweather. He went out and tried to box the boxer. You can't do that.
So you said 6.
You gotta fight, Julio. Huh? No. Come on, relax this one. You gotta throw jabs. Cover yourself, you gotta throw more punches. What? Trying to do whatever you wanted. But that's happening. You're letting him build too much. You've gotta fight him now. This is your round. Let's go, Julio. This is yours. You gotta stop him now. You gotta fight now.
Oh, weak ass.
Let's go.
You don't need to use the invite. And I said, Jesus will be Jesus. Jesus will be Jesus. I said,
Does Julio Cesar Chavez have the desire to respond to Nacho Beristein's instructions? Harold, how do you have it halfway through?
Okay, so now you got 6-0, 60-54, Canelo Alvarez. Guys, not only is he beating the heck out of the guy, he throws combinations. He throws hard jabs. It's just unbelievable. What gets me about Chavez is why in heaven's name doesn't somebody tell him to go forward? I think he just backs up, then gets beat up. I mean, you think if he went forward, he might be able to hurt Canelo. But he's not. He just keeps backing up. 6-0, Canelo Alvarez.
Guys, the last significant fight that Chavez had was against Fonfara, where he was knocked out in 9 rounds. That was in a heavier weight division. So the thought was, The size difference will make up for the skills difference. But if Chavez won't even try to impose his size, he's doing it a little bit here now. It's a mismatch, and it was one going in.
Chavez rallied, and you saw how Canelo responded to it. 2 4-punch combinations in a row that drove Chavez back into the center of the ring.
And the problem is Chavez needs to come right back off of those rallies. He might come back with a rally of his own, but he's not. So it means he's not even trying to compete when he's not ready. You have to compete.
Bye.
You gotta answer those type of questions.
Lady, record it. All you gotta do is hold it.
Somewhere there's an avid Chavez lover who's saying, no, wait until the middle of round 11. That's when he gets going.
But they're not necessarily wrong about that, but you're seeing the difference here between a guy who, yes, he's been a good fighter, Chavez, but let's be honest, there was most of the interest was generated by his father's name. And then he became a good fighter on top of that. Canelo Alvarez created his own career as a 15-year-old fighting grown men in Mexico, becoming a YouTube sensation and packing places in Mexico before coming here and fighting all the top fighters.
Hell yeah, you know that already, Mark.
Chavez has to attack him right back right then if he wants to have a chance to win the fight. If he doesn't do that, he has no chance because Canelo is sharp, Canelo is dialed in, Canelo is going up and down. Canelo is fighting a very good fight here.
A lot of people thought it was a mistake for Canelo Alvarez to take a fight with Floyd Mayweather when he was clearly too young and too inexperienced to deal with the great fighter. But as a piece of business, it turned out it gave him a big name here in the United States without his having fought a large number of fights here. It set him up to become what he is right now, the biggest monetary draw in boxing.
Who's Chavez dad?
Nora is my sister, but I can keep my help with friends. Oh, okay. Cynthia, she said this is Nora. Nice to meet you.
Very nice. Show the talent. Just like that. He's very strong now. You can see that too. You gotta flex your waist. Just the same thing, but don't stay on the ropes. Right.
This is what I mean by competing. He throws 1, 2, 3 punches in his combination. It is a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Damn.
That's just clearly Canelo out competing, outdoing his competition.
Round 7, good news for Chavez. His most busy round of the fight. He landed 9 out of 42 punches. Both of those numbers are his high for the fight so far. However, Canelo landed 18 of 57, and a lot of the 18 were those short, hard power shots like you saw in the replay.
Chavez had to reach for greatness tonight to compete with Canelo, and he hasn't done it, and maybe he hasn't been prepared in recent years, given the way his career has gone, to do it. He's going to need some late round thunder, like you mentioned, against Sergio Martinez to salvage anything here tonight, Jim. That's if he gets to the 11th or 12th round.
Might not have the good fortune of seeing Chavez tear his right knee up while falling to the canvas as Martinez did that night.
Here now is doing some good work, Chavez. And when Canelo inevitably counters, what will Chavez do? Back up and give him room or stay on his chest?
He needs to stay on his chest, but he's not doing that.
Too cautious. Chavez needs to sell out.
He's letting him get tired. Yeah.
The most disappointing thing tonight about Chavez's performance is that lack of resolve to get on Canelo's chest and stay there. He seems resigned to take the beating.
He proclaimed that he wanted to fight.
He expressed great desire. He got himself into what looked like his best condition ever. He made weight, shocking a lot of ring critics, including myself, who didn't think that he would do that. He brought the odds down by doing so, but he's getting risked by a superior fighter with better skills.
And Canelo really teeing off right now. Good jab by Canelo out there.
Easy money. And a lot of it. So far, for Canelo Alvarez.
You put a bet in? No. Oh, I'm like, you put a bet in? I'm like, girl, you got to You better withdraw that money right now.
Yeah.
Last year when
It's 9, eh, son?
Mayweather and
Don't want to knock him out. Don't jump in and try to knock him out. Don't worry about it. You're doing the fight very well. Good fight,
Ready?
Flex. You know what to do, Julio. Don't change the tone. This is the next round, Julio.
He also got divorced.
You gotta work him some more, Julio. Work. You gotta work him more, Julio. You gotta get in there, Julio. But that again, Bill. He's too long. What do you want? Don't fight. Come on, Julio. Get in there, brother.
Round 9 of a scheduled 12. So far, virtually every round has looked like this. Canelo Alvarez has used his local skills, his combination punching, his general ring command. Of course, Julio Cesar Chavez to fight the way he wants to fight. And he has stood in the center of the ring and embarrassed him over and over and over with repeated combinations, screenshots, landing upstairs and downstairs as he's doing right now.
But Chavez has something dramatic up his sleeve, where this fight will be seen as an object lesson on wishful thinking on the part of the public, on essentially a fighter being able to perpetrate a fraud on the public by not earning his way to the fight.
Here comes Chavez. Sell out. Throw caution to the wind now. Only 4 rounds to go.
When the great Mexican rivals like Ruben Olivares and Chico Castillo earned their way to the fight, the trilogy with each other, Raul Marquez and Vasquez earned their way to those spots. Canelo has earned his way here, and Chavez has been largely traded on his name. He needs to fight for his own name here, show us something in the last couple rounds.
Those were some of Chavez's best shots of the fight. And Canelo responded by answering back and driving him back into the center of the ring.
Hey, son, Canelo hit his own cut to say, as in to say, you want to throw low, throw him low. Here I come anyway. He's fully confident at this point in the fight.
Uppercut is still there for Canelo whenever he wants to use it.
He's not allowing Cesar Chavez to just sit there and pose right in front of him like other fighters do. See right there? Watch him throw uppercuts. Anytime he wants to make Cesar Chavez get out of there, he throws uppercuts right there in the middle. And Chavez is not comfortable with that shot being hit to the nose.
And also, Chavez here is doing some good little work. But he's so easily discouraged and driven back.
Because he's getting hit with hard shots right down the middle, be it the uppercut or the jab. Like that.
First, you're going to get hit when you got Canelo on the ropes. Canelo wants you to put him on the ropes so he can counter. You have to know that going into the fight.
People say speed is power. Accuracy is power, too. Canelo learned that against Floyd Mayweather. And if you get hit over and over in the mouth or the nose, you don't have to be getting hit hard to get tired of it, to not want it anymore, to back away from it. And Canelo is using his superior accuracy to continue making the point to Chavez. I can hit you.
Julio, you gotta throw more punches. You gotta go in there. You gotta get in and close. You gotta get in close. Because it's just this is for 12 rounds? Yes.
Here is a punch zone look at where the punches are landing through 9 rounds against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 37 total body shots, 134 head punches. And it's 24 punches right on the point. Those are uppercuts. 78 punches on the left side of the head. Those are Canelo's brilliant right hand counters or straight right hands off of the jab. And the 32 on the right side of the head with the left hook. And the left eye is closing gradually as Canelo continues to land those right hands. Go way through the fight. Any difference in your score?
No. I got it. 90-81, 9 rounds to nothing, Canelo Alvarez. You know, Jim, at this point in time, in the 10th round, I honestly believe that they ought to let Canelo sit down in between rounds. And, you know, we're all human. I mean, the guy's got to be getting tired backing Chavez up for 9 rounds. You know, banging him, using his arms, using his legs. They definitely should let him sit down in that corner, so at least he gets a minute rest in between rounds. Let Canelo Alvarez doing everything he can do to win a fight. Jabs, hooks, combinations. Look at that. 3-4 shots to the body. I mean, he's doing it all. 9-0. Canelo Alvarez.
Boy, don't you suspect it's the fighter's choice to stand up between rounds?
That's exactly who it is. I think it's all Canelo Alvarez proving 2 points. That he's in shape, that he's ready for Triple G, and that he's definitely going to beat Chavez here tonight. So he's trying to give up all type of messages because he knows Triple G is sitting at ringside. So he's letting everybody know that he's in the best shape of his life and he's ready for whatever.
When you're sparring in training camp, Roy, yeah, he's very relaxed.
It's easy work.
When you're sparring in training camp, you stand up between rounds.
Yes, you do. They don't put a stool in the ring. It takes up too much time.
I think he's showing Chavez that this is a sparring session for him.
Could be.
Ever since you introduced us,
Oh, what an uppercut.
he's a baby.
I don't care how bad the opposition is. The precision with which Canelo does what he does is enormously impressive.
This Canelo Alvarez will give anybody on the planet a real problem.
Well, anybody on the planet is seated right over there on the far side. And his name is Gennady Golovkin.
And given Golovkin's struggles in his last fight and how Canelo looks in this fight, if that fight can be made this year, Canelo's fortunes, his prospects of winning will be considered by many to be much greater than they would have been, 6 months or a year ago.
100% correct. So maybe the timing of the fight is going to turn out to be exactly right if in fact it takes place.
So much of boxing is perception and matchmaking. Triple G was just in with a really good fighter. Has always been professional, and Danny Jacobs, strong, fast, great amateur background, determined, everything. And here Canelo's in with a guy who really didn't show up to try to win.
The benefit of the doubt.
A look at Golovkin, who has been utterly poker-faced throughout the fight, as has his promoter Tom Laughlin in the striped shirt, and trainer Abel Sanchez. And there the poker-face breaks as Gennady turns to the camera and gives us a smile and a little fist.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Thomas is Junior.
Come on, this is the Julio. You gotta let go, Julio. Get your hands up, flex your wings, throw the punches.
is landing 6 of 26 per round. Again, in his previous 8 fights, he was averaging 16 out of 40. That was against a different level of opposition. This is Canelo Alvarez.
Not often we see the short guy come out and out-jab the tall guy. Tonight, the short guy's jab dominated the fight.
When I say Chavez hasn't shown up to win, he may have had some kind of superficial game plan. But look what's happening. Is he thinking he's going to paint himself into position and maybe counter something with Canelo and start to pile up points? That's not ever going to happen. His only chance is to go for broke, and he's unwilling to do it.
With his experience, though, Max, I feel like he came in with a trainer and he thought he had a perfect plan. Once he got in there and realized that the trainer's plan didn't work, he doesn't know anything else to turn to.
How in the world could they have come up with that plan?
We all want to know that.
20,510 spectators here. Some of them now booing, and no doubt they are booing Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for what they will see as a less than exemplary effort from the Mexican star fighter.
At this point, he can take pride in making the weight and going the distance.
Ahí está, le ganó el papá y encabronar a la mamá. Que lo saque. Que lo maten a la mamá, mejor que le
Long
maten a
ago turned the fight into a rout. Only question recent rounds is or that the corner was saying, hey, look, there's really no point. But of course, this is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. These are the two great Mexican fighters. He's almost honor bound to finish the fight.
These are the one great Mexican fighter. Yeah.
Exactly. And now the crowd chants Canelo. Canelo. At this moment, there may be some who came here as Chavez fans who are chanting Canelo, Canelo. Now the boos begin again.
But Chavez fans, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 15 times, shame on me.
But he couldn't right to the body. Brutal punishment. Closing seconds of round number 11. Issued utterly futile. 1 round to go.
Last round for you. Beat him 11 rounds. You gotta win this one and that's it. Don't get crazy. Careful. He hasn't hit you on the fight. Don't go for it. Just attack him, push him back, flex your waist. You're doing good. Good jab. A lot of damn jab. Move that waist. Flex that waist. 1 round only.
Of a hug to begin round 12. See if we see anything different at this stage.
I don't see how we could.
Impossible. Unless Canelo goes.
Chavez would have to get lucky. And as Sugar Ray Leonard used to like to say, no such thing as luck in a boxing ring.
Never once during this fight did Canelo Alvarez sit down on a stool between rounds. He made a visible display of standing every between rounds period. There's the uppercut again.
That uppercut has been devastating all night long.
Powerful right hand for Chavez. Left hook easily blocked. Has not landed as many as 10 punches in any round in the fight so far. Most rounds, Canelo could have named the numbers as to how many punches he wanted to land. Fighting at his usual measured pace, fighting with his usual immaculate precision, utterly dominating his opponent.
He made Chavez keep his hands at home for defense.
In boxing, skills pay the bills. Craft is king. And those people who understood this fight from the beginning and were serious about it have been on the same train all the way. There's no way Chavez can beat Canelo given the difference in the level of skill.
And you get out what you put in. You know, Andre Ward, Sue Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. You talk about the top of the sport. These guys are all extremely serious competitive athletes who respect themselves and respect the sport and give themselves the best
40
chance
seconds.
And that's not what Chavez Jr. has done.
With no nonsense between fights, no headlines for things that take place outside the ring. That generally is what defines the top guys. Max Kellerman just named.
Kovalev, Chocolatito.
Chavez Jr. has been exactly the opposite. So at the end of the day, after years of discussion about these two big Mexican names, after the final
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chavez Jr. has never had.
And in retrospect, it was always going to be an exhibition.
But you couldn't tell that to the nation of Mexico, which craved it, got it, and now can talk about it for 48 hours before the Canelo fans go on and celebrate forever. Somewhat reminiscent of the second fight between Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. When De La Hoya was able to dominate and embarrass Chavez Sr., he finally won over a certain percentage of Mexican fans who had resisted Oscar all those years. Aren't that many Mexican fans who resist Canelo? But those who have been ardently forever in the emotional Chavez game have to now admit reality about what the difference was between the two.
Yes, they do. And they won't have to see this again because he's totally dominated and shut it down.
The notion of a rematch would be absurd. And the two fighters with a word for each other. Canelo Alvarez, respectful, Donato Ramos, the Mexican trainer with a great reputation, who appeared to have constructed exactly the wrong fight plan for Chavez Jr. tonight. Well, the final scores have a ring of authenticity and let's go to Michael Buffer for the official tally.
All three judges had the same score, 120 to 108.
All to the winner by unanimous decision. De Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saúl Canelo.
I was like, man, they better not do it by the second because that's gonna be fucked up. Yeah, they're in the refrigerator.
The pride of Guadalajara. A big winner over the native son of Culiacan. Chavez Jr. trying to explain to his father what was going on in there. Chavez Sr. with a blank expression. Now let's take a look at the final numbers of the fight. Canelo Alvarez landing 157 more punches than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., landing more punches in every round, landing at a 38% connect percentage, which is high, doubling the number of punches that Chavez threw, tripling the number of punches that Chavez landed. How many more ways can we say it? It's a one-sided wipeout. Power punches, nearly tripling Chavez Jr. in terms of the number of power punches thrown, landed, nearly doubling the number that he threw, and landing at a 43% connect percentage, which is going to win you most fights against any opposition. Jabs. Landing 6 times as many jabs as Chavez. Throwing more than twice as many. Landing at an extremely high percentage of 31%. Most people will never land 31% of their jabs in a fight. But Canelo found it easy to do so against Chavez Jr. And now let's go to Max Kellerman first with the loser, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Julio, you lost every round. You went the distance, but took a beating tonight. What happened?
Bueno, me ganó en la distancia, en la velocidad. Estaba amarrado, un poquito fuera de distancia, y Canelo, buen peleador, está muy activo.
You know, he beat me at distance. You know, I wasn't feeling at distance. And he's a very active fighter. He's a good fighter.
Coming into the fight, everyone figured that you would try to use your size on the inside with Canelo, that you would crowd him, lean on him, brawl with him, which is your style. And we heard coming into the fight you would maybe box from a distance early.
Lo que pasa es que yo quería boxearlo, fue cuando él se fue a las cuerdas. Lo que pasa es que me faltó tirar más golpes.
You know, I wanted to box, but then he went to the ropes, and I just needed to throw more punches.
Así él era más vulnerable. Si yo lo hubiera atacado, me hubiera contragolpeado más. Intenté hacer una pelea que Nacho me dijo, pero no estaba muy acostumbrado a hacer ese estilo.
You know, if I would attack more, I would have been open for counter punches. And Nacho Medistan wanted me to do it this style, but it's not my style. It didn't work for me.
So you think it was a mistake, the strategy?
He just don't know what to say because of his dad. Because his dad.
You know, I think I haven't had too many fights, and I needed more distance and more speed. That was the key, the speed and the distance.
Of course, going
Yeah, he is too soft.
where you usually do your best work would leave you open to counters. That's what he does. That's why everyone thought this would be such a great fight. And yet when he countered you against the ropes, you seemed easily discouraged and backed up and gave him room. Why did you do that rather than keep him right on the ropes?
No sentí toda mi fortaleza con el peso, me sentí un poco débil, no pude tirarle todos los golpes que hubiera querido.
You know, I feel kind of dwindled. I didn't feel my power. I didn't feel like I threw all the punches that I wanted to.
He was scared.
Es un buen peleador rápido, bastante consistente.
And he's a good fighter. He's very fast and he's very consistent.
Julio, what was your father yelling at you in between rounds later in the fight? Did you hear him?
Que me soltara, que tirara más golpes porque es lo que me ofendó.
To let go, to throw more punches because it's what I needed.
Julio, thanks for talking to us after a tough loss.
All right, I'm ending the video.
Jim.
His father yelled at him.